Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Cork, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch, or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
I'm Alli Braun.
And I'm Becca Duff.
Yay!
Yay!
Becca and Alli are here.
We're here.
I can't believe it.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be looking at all
Thank
of
you
you.
so
I know.
much.
I like looking at all of your faces.
It's the
Yes.
nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I hope everyone out there is enjoying looking
Looking at our
faces.
Looking
Through
at
our
your
voices.
faces.
Yeah, through our voices.
It always is disappointing when you see the face attached to the voice, no matter if they're attractive or not. It's never what you
I
picture.
know.
Unless it's this show.
Right. We
It's-
look exactly like you think we would.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Spot on. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Becca and Alli are Chicago actors, and, you know, they're like old friends of mine. We used to work together. We've done shows together. I mean, we've really done it all.
We've done it all
Right?
together.
Everything.
And together.
And
we work
together.
together.
We've done it all together.
Together.
Yep.
Arm in arm.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah. I'm like
We'll do it
smiling
together.
ear to ear. I'm like so happy right now. Dream come true. Dream come true for me to have you both on the podcast together. Recently engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
exciting.
That's what
Oh.
engaged couples do.
Oh, it
We
is?
say everything in unison now?
It started
Oh, yeah.
happening as soon as we got engaged.
How strange.
Literally.
It was
It's
very-
very odd.
It's a magic bonding.
Yes.
Awarding,
You
if
guys
you
are
will.
very bonded. You're like synced up minds or whatever, which will be great for today because we're talking about romance at Reindeer Lodge. Ooh. And we have newly engaged people. They're having a romance. You guys weren't at a Reindeer Lodge, were you?
No.
Oh,
we-
okay.
Yeah, we weren't at the Reindeer.
Great.
We did go to Jamaica.
Oh, good. Drew, you will see. You will see in one moment. So, yes, let's jump right into it. So, Romance at Reindeer Lodge starring Nicky, Whelan, and Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both two people. Josh Kelly, of note, is a war veteran.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So that's
Looks
cool.
like it.
Very
I was reading his
interesting.
bio here.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was in Transformers 2 and 3. Boom. Sci-fi
She's
connection. Always. There's always a sci-fi connection
Of
with all
course.
of these
With
actors.
the actors.
Yeah.
The girl, though, I don't know her from anything.
I would think she would be more of the war veteran because my first impression was he was much softer and she was always a
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, she was. You know, it's that short hair.
It was powerful.
The only thing I liked about her was her haircut.
I thought
So-
you might because you
Yeah.
had a similar haircut.
I was
to
like,
that
finally,
in the
I
past.
figured this was the only Hallmark actress
you're right.
with a short haircut.
You are
I
correct.
fully expected the lead to have long, blonde, curly hair. shiny.
Always. This is the first short-haired actress we've had all season.
Man.
We're coming to the end. They only have short hair for like moms,
Mm-hmm.
like not the protagonist mom, like the mom of the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, this was a really brave choice.
And sci-fi movie / horror that she was in.
Yeah.
Her too.
Well, she was in From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. So
Was that also a movie?
it's a series. From Dusk Till Dawn was a movie, yes.
I feel
And
like
was it
she-
a song?
It was about vampires.
Oh,
From dusk till dawn.
From dusk till-
Yeah. You're just in the day or the night.
It's the dawn.
I love that one. I
Yeah.
really love it.
Classic song.
Oh, that's so good.
Anyways.
Brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah, classic. So anyways, Molly is our protagonist. Right? Her name
Molly.
was Molly.
Her name was Molly.
Molly Clark.
Yes. And she is all about work. She loves to work.
Yep.
She has
Get it,
they have
girl.
their holiday party in an elevator lobby.
It started exactly like the movie The Holiday.
There were a lot of
Oh,
things
really?
that I was like, are they trying to be the holiday? There was like a girl, they're having a party, and then it goes to the girl in the office working on her computer, and that's exactly how that one the other blonde girl's story starts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another moment where I was like, all right, this is trying to be the holiday.
Well,
remember.
maybe. I mean, all these are recycled themes or whatever. Like, I was at I wasn't at a party, but my friends were at a party because I had to work. But they were talking about Christmas movies and like Sarah, Sarah Reed, my roommate.
Oh, yeah.
She was explaining.
Reed.
Hey, Sarah. She was explaining White Christmas to somebody, and she's like, "Oh, they're single ladies or whatever." I don't know that one as well as Miracle on 34th Street, but she was like, she's a divorcee and she's trying to make her daughter have a great Christmas. And everyone in the room's like, that's exactly like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. It
It's
is.
the same thing.
It's
Wait,
a-
wait.
yeah, same thing.
She told you White Christmas was about a divorcee.
No.
Oh,
I was going to start talking about White Christmas, but I realized I don't know the plot to White Christmas, so I had to jump to Miracle on 34th
Yeah,
Street.
you are
Check-
sitting next to
Get
two
your
white.
facts straight.
The White Christmas Pro.
We are the White Christmas.
Oh, you are literally
You are
the
we
story of
are
White
the
Christmas.
story. No, but we know it, we could win trivia with it.
Okay. Oh, Christmas trivia. We should do that. That would be fun.
That would be
Perfect.
fun.
Okay. Anyways, so my point is, all these movies are basically the same.
Recycle.
But this one is extra special because we have some very interesting writing about the twist, Drew. So she and Molly is celebrating with her coworkers because they have an app that reached 500,000 downloads.
Yeah,
so
good
vague.
for them.
Yeah.
It's like we are a software company and we had an
Congratulations on the app, everyone.
Yes, and it's like the black boss. He's got the microphone. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen," like real leaning into that. I'm like, I don't know what is happening, but
Okay.
yeah. So he cancels work for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's like, we're closing down the office.
Closing down the office. We hit 500,000 downloads, so
Done.
we're
You should have
closed
seen her
Done.
face.
Molly's face.
when it happened.
because she loves work.
She's
like,
like, what? Yeah, literally.
What am I gonna
Literally.
do? What am I gonna do?
That's the first and only time you just see her. She's
Yes.
just like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like,
Lucky for her, though, she
Uh-huh.
wins a radio contest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She called
Good for
into a
her.
radio and because they were like, we're giving away a trip to
Jamaica.
And
so
really
she
great,
called.
like feeling the scene, acting without the lines. You know, like she hears it and you see her acting as she listens. And then she acts as she goes, makes the decision to make the phone call. And then
Oh.
she acts as she dials, you know. And it's,
it was a lot.
yeah.
there's a lot of acting.
She really
Wow.
acted. She acted.
She
did.
acted
So
a
props
lot.
on her.
So she calls and she gets it. And
She
she's
won.
yeah, she's like, I won a trip to Jamaica, hooray! So then we
Without
cut
dialogue.
to
You got that. But
Oh.
she acted surprised, you know, without dialogue.
you know. Oh, that's true. I just did it.
She went a whole journey. Just like that.
So then we cut to Jared, who is a dude, and he is like works at a place, a businessy place, and
All we know about him
Yeah.
is that he has accounts. Like,
right,
Yeah.
it's
That's all they
very
say.
vague.
Yeah.
Don't know
He's
anything,
like,
but
business.
yes.
Yeah, and it was very unclear when they switched to him. I was like, is this the same office? Because we just were at an office party,
Oh,
and there has
right.
been no clear differentiation. Like, does he work with her? Is this like
No idea.
There's no like establishing shot of outside of where he is. And
no?
then
No.
it's a
just
different-
cut to the
Nope.
office
Okay.
from the
Nothing.
office party.
They didn't have time.
So-
And he
Didn't have time
the
to do
the
that.
explanation is get this place off the books. Get this place off the books
by the end of the year.
by the end of the year.
Get it off.
That's the sentence of business that happens at the top.
Get
and I'm
what
like,
place
I
off
don't
the
know
books?
what place, who, where, what are you talking about?
Off the books.
Spoiler
Off the
alert!
books.
Spoiler alert!
Is
It's
it
the Reindeer
lodge?
Lodge.
Is it
It's the
fucking
Reindeer
lodge?
Lodge.
Yeah, okay.
the fucking
But
lodge.
they want to be very vague at the top, just so you can piece it together later and be like, I knew it all along.
And thank God they dropped those very, very subtle hints of their storylines, which are that he's going to be alone for Christmas.
Yes, he's
Again,
heartbroken.
He just broke up
Again.
because he usually spends Christmas alone.
Quote, it wouldn't be the first Christmas alone.
And I don't know how many times he says that quote.
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, he does say that a
He
lot,
says that?
but not as much as people say reindeer in this.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll get to it.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
get to it. Okay, so they like are waiting in line at the airport, and of course, like she cuts in front of him. She's like on her phone in a big ass floppy hat, dressed to go to Jamaica. She's ready to go. She's got like her bronzer on. She's like basically wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
Basically, with like a little wrap around.
Yeah.
And he's like,
That's all you
"Oh,
need.
excuse me, you cut me in line." And she's like, "Did I? Do you want to switch, or like, why are you bringing that up to me?" They're like antagonizing each other and like negging each other. And he's like, "Well, fine, okay, I see how it is." So she checks in. She's like, "I'm going to Jamaica. I won a contest on the radio." And the flight attendant's like, "Sure, whatever. Okay, here's your ticket." And while she's doing that, he's like tapping her on the shoulder. He's like, excuse me. And she gets like a work call, and she's like, I'm busy. I can't talk to you. And he's like, really? Like, no, I'm trying to tell you some, excuse me. And she's just like, nope.
Nope.
She goes away. And then they get on the plane, and they're sitting across from each other.
Of course.
Because
Yeah.
it is a tiny
Tiny
plane.
And they
plane.
say,
One-
what a
one lane.
coincidence or something. Also a line that, they really knock you over the head with. I don't know how many
yeah.
times they say, this
What a
can't be a coincidence.
You're going to Jamaica too? And then she's like, well, I'm really excited to just get some sun and like leave Christmas behind. And he's like, well, too bad, because you're going to Christmas or Jamaica, Vermont.
And then the plane takes off.
And it like does like a Hitchcockian like pullback. So she's like, she turns to the window.
So it's zooming in and moving away.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
it zooms out from the plane. So she's like
Yes.
basically face pressed against the window, like, help. She's like, no. Yeah.
And she's like, we need to turn the plane around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the flight attendant's like, ma'am, I don't think the other passengers would like that. As if they would
No.
if the other passengers
Right.
were okay with it.
Can we take a poll? Everyone on the plane.
There's like 8 people on this
Right.
I literally wrote in my notes,
We
has
need
she
to turn
never
this-
been on a plane before? Does she not know how this works?
She's just
like,
very
wait, where's this
self-centered.
going? Where's this going? We got to turn this around.
We
Like,
need to
that's not how
turn
that
this plane
works.
around. Oh, ma'am. No, that's not.
No.
That's not a thing.
I know usually we would, ma'am.
They
but
don't
it's
even do that
Christmas.
shit with buses when they're with things on the ground rolling.
Right. Oh yeah. No, so
No.
she's not getting off the plane. They land in Vermont, Jamaica, Vermont. And she's like, what do I got to do to get out of here? What's going to happen? But the airport's closing because it's in like a small town.
Because airports close
It's a
usually.
real town. I looked it up.
It
Only
is.
has like 1,000 people population. I doubt they actually have an
I
airport.
very much.
No, they
doubt
have,
that.
they have a gazebo, though, because when you Google Jamaica, Vermont, it comes up and it's
Oh.
just a picture of a gazebo. So it
Wow.
must be a very important
Actually,
place.
what is?
Love gazebos.
I'm thinking they actually got this right then. So
Yeah.
they're what city is it that is the business happening in?
The business is in Chicago.
It is in Chicago.
Yeah, we
What-
had 2 Chicago movies this week,
Oh.
which was very nice, just like living in Chicago. But, we don't really see Chicago. They do show the airport, the O'Hare with the squiggly lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's nice.
So they are. So that's like accurate. Like you get like one of those little puddle jumpers.
Little-
Jinky,
One of those little puddle jumpers, I call them.
Jinky. I
to
don't
go
know
to
what's
a tiny ass little
I think they
town.
declined
Yeah,
to a
sure,
nearby
sure.
town because it said something else, Vermont. Or
Yes.
something,
So
airport.
there's the
Yeah.
lodge owner who comes to pick her up, and he's like, "Well, the airport's closing, so you have a reservation for Reindeer Lodge." And she's like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll go because I don't want to sleep on the streets." And she gets in the car, and who's also going to the Reindeer Lodge?
Well, this can't
Oh,
be a
hell
coincidence.
yeah.
It's Jared.
It's Jared. And
It's Jared.
yeah, isn't there a thing about
And the
that?
rest of this podcast will be a jam session on the name Jared.
Sponsored by Jared.
Jared Miller. Jared Miller, if you're listening.
Jared Miller, if you're listening.
Love you. Anyways, so the Reindeer Lodge owner is Beth Broderick Drew, who you will know from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay.
It's Sabrina.
She's also been in a lot of sci-fi stuff, I am sure. But by the way she speaks,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
everything's like the Christmas Lodge will be whatever.
Also, they
Yes.
did have like a couple of like horror-esque notes as they were like entering. I was like, why is this music scary?
Yeah.
Like, what about the radio?
And when he was looking
Dude,
through
all
the
of these-
file folder, which has like, it's just like file paper,
Yes.
close file folder. And it was like,
very
dun,
sci-fi.
dun,
Yeah, yeah.
dun.
It's
There's
'cause of the
so
background.
many. There's so many of these that that are at like the ones that are at lodges. You tweak one little line in it in any of them, and it's a fucking horror movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right?
they're trapped there.
So the
Trapped
the
in
lodge
the
doesn't have any Wi-Fi. It's just very, very Christmassy. They do have flannel PJs.
Flannel Christmas PJs.
Great.
And I don't know why Ellie didn't wear hers,
Thank
but she
I
has the
have
Oh,
exact
you do?
same
nightgown
flannel
that
nightgown.
she-
Oh.
literally the exact one.
I told her to wear it.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. So, she's like, we don't have Wi-Fi, but here's some PJs and like, good luck to you at the Reindeer Lodge.
We don't have Wi-Fi, but we have PJs.
She makes a
So-
point. So,
Don't even worry.
they go
about
out
it.
on the town later. Like Molly and Jared, they go shopping. They grab rum punch, right? Because he's like, it's Jamaica.
yeah.
He's like making like a dig at her for being stupid and thinking that she was going to Jamaica when
Yeah.
she was going to Jamaica.
And he
Yeah.
should have. And he should.
Yeah, he's like, didn't you read the ticket?
And literally,
Didn't you?
while they're
She's like, I saw Jamaica. Yeah, I read it.
Looked at it.
I've gotten on the wrong plane before, by the way.
Ooh.
But because I was like, this is post 9/11. Never forget. But I got on a plane to DC because I like live in DC, Baltimore area, but my ticket was for Baltimore. But I just went on the plane and it was like assigned seating, and I'm like, this plane does not have enough rows like to where I need to go. So I'm like the flight attendant, I'm like, hi, I don't know where my seat is, and she's like, you're on the totally wrong flight.
On.
I don't know. It was so strange.
nuts.
I was like, okay, well then I guess I'll get off.
I guess I'll go to the
Like
correct.
they scanned my ticket and everything. Like
Right, yeah. They're
It
just
was
like, boop.
yeah.
So strange.
It's like,
So my point is, I sympathize with Molly because I know how it could happen.
Yeah,
It can happen.
It can
It can
happen.
happen.
I'm
Especially
sure you
if you're
handled
just
it
like-
though with much more grace.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't make everyone go to wherever Baltimore instead of DC.
Hey, I'll just get on my actual plane.
right.
Full circle though. If that had happened in this movie, it would have been Home Alone, which is another Christmas movie.
Yeah.
She'd gotten on the wrong plane.
Ah, yes.
well, Home Alone 2.
2? Is that
Yeah.
the one in New?
Home Alone 2,
Yeah.
he goes on the wrong plane.
Yep.
Who
He
knows?
goes to New York.
Home Alone 1, they straight up forgot his ass.
I know.
Right.
Poor
Recycling-
Kevin.
Recycling.
Kevin.
Kevin's not here.
Yeah. So okay. So they're doing this thing, and do you guys have any notes about the shopping or whatever happens
No,
there?
so I do. Sorry, but they do go out to get a drink, and she
Oh, right.
tells him everything about her life. Like, throws down like my dad. Did he die?
He got lost in a snowstorm.
Yeah, that's all she. Well, she means he
Which
died.
is supposed to mean he died. And it took
In
me
the
a minute
snowstorm.
because she was like, he was coming home and he got trapped in a snowstorm. And here I'm like, oh, so he was late. And then like, it's like really sad. And you're like, oh, I'm supposed that
and then
means,
I never saw him again.
Yeah, like she
Like,
didn't even, it was like he got
Jesus.
stuck in a snowstorm on his way home. Which to
And
me
the
means
guy-
like I got stuck in traffic.
And
You know,
and Jared's
right.
like, he puts his finger to his nose and he was like, I get it.
It's like,
I
I hate
understand.
Christmas because one time my dad was late because he got stuck in traffic because of snow. And I was like,
You would be mad.
Yeah,
at
so
that.
gotta
they
get
both
over it.
hate Christmas. And they're like with the lodge. There's like a black couple, and they're like all PDA, and like we love each other.
also staying
Also
at the
the
Reindeer
book?
Lodge.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
they're
they're
staying
there-
at the lodge, and they're there to make a book.
A
A
reindeer
picture book?
I don't know if you got
photography
this.
book.
It was subtle.
It was.
Also very
I-
subtle.
I
They were
missed
making
it.
a book,
a reindeer.
and they were very
A picture
invested
book.
in the book.
Right. So
Oh.
that's
They
why
almost
they're.
got divorced because of the book. It was so subtle. Yeah, I don't know if you know. It was a very. Big
I was.
deal.
Well, it's a big deal because we haven't had two people of color like in a romantic relationship. Usually they're like the best friend, the boss. We had the Pinvegas on the Latino like passionate dancers, but
Oh,
you know
yes.
this was like actual. They were like kissing and stuff. I'm like, this is pretty good
They were
for
they were
Hallmark.
dressing alike. They were wearing the exact
Dressing
same
alike?
outfit.
Oh, yeah.
The entire movie.
That's what you do when you're in love. You guys are wearing the same thing.
We basically.
We're wearing the same flannel nightgown.
The same
Basically.
flannel nightgown.
We both
no,
got
not
dressed
really.
this morning into our
Yeah,
flannel nightgowns.
you can't see at home. They're wearing exactly the same thing. You guys
So
are so engaged and gonna get
yes, it turns out the Reindeer Lodge is in trouble.
Uh-oh.
They have no reindeer this year.
And no money.
They don't know if it was migration pattern.
They just wandered off and never came back.
The reindeer.
The reindeer.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a lodge for people called
Yeah.
the Reindeer Lodge, but it's also a lodge for reindeer because I guess they stop in on their way to wherever
Yep.
and come to the stables and eat hay or whatever reindeer eat.
on their
Glitter.
way to
The North.
the
Yes,
north
the
to
North
Santa's
Pole.
house.
That's right.
But due to global warming, which is what they were saying, or climate change, I guess.
Which is very provocative of them to.
They didn't
I don't know if
say
they
that.
heard.
They didn't say
Oh,
that
okay.
explicitly, but that was what they were implying. They were
They
like,
were.
"Oh, well, it's been a lot warmer. The seasons have changed."
Because I think that's probably on the list of like don't say.
Yeah,
words.
it's-
I was
Yeah,
surprised.
it's on the.
I mean,
it's too political for
It's-
Hallmark for sure.
yeah,
I
it
like,
really
they won't
was-
put the gays on. They won't put
No,
the
no
people
gays.
of color, but they will talk about climate change.
Hey.
I'm surprised.
Allegedly climate change.
Alleged climate.
So yeah, so
They have to say
the reindeer don't
allegedly.
come, and then the like book guy is like, "Oh,
He throws a fit.
What?
He's like, "What am I gonna do without
We're
my
here
reindeer?"
for the book,
The
for the
rein-
reindeer book."
He needed to take pictures of the reindeer.
So he gets mad, but you know, he gets mad. Then we decorate.
No, then they have a huge fight. Remember?
Oh, is this before decorating?
Oh no,
Oh,
this is after
whoa, whoa, whoa.
decorating.
We're getting way ahead.
Sorry.
decorating, and then the decorating is dumb. Then they get in a fight because I'm trying to find this in my notes. Oh gosh, my
Because he's
notes
really
are.
upset about the book.
Yeah, so he's really upset, and the like newly married.
Yep, newly married.
She is like, I didn't write down their names. I don't think I wrote down anyone's
I don't know if they
name.
mentioned their names.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, they do. Kayla,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Ben.
Probably.
Sure.
It
Doesn't
similar.
matter.
Yeah.
But so she's like, I'm so upset and I don't know what to do. And Molly's like, it'll be okay. You know, just talk
I'm not
about
really
it.
good at advice in this area of relationships, but I
Right.
know you guys were meant to be together forever.
Yes.
That's advice.
Wow.
And
Good advice.
I know. I really was into the quotes of this movie.
Good advice.
I wrote them down in my journal.
So then we learn that you could get reindeers from Quebec, so they're going to have an auction to bring the reindeers from...
save the reindeers.
Save the reindeers. So they want to have an auction to save the reindeers and bring them from Quebec to the Reindeer Lodge.
in Jamaica,
yeah.
Vermont.
Well,
Jamaica.
no, you just got to let them do their thing. They're reindeer.
They were
Right.
going to have to transport a lot of... It was going to be a lot of work to transport.
A lot. So they have to raise a lot of money. So Molly is like, hey, Jared, we have to save this place. And he's like, all right, sure, why not? Come to
Sure,
find
fuck it.
out. Come to find out.
What I love what those moments. Yeah, sure, fuck it.
Sure, why not? The
Jesus.
dad shows up, Jared's dad, who apparently was the guy from the beginning that was
Yeah.
like, we need to close the account or whatever it is.
Yeah, we saw
So
him.
that was his dad, apparently.
Yep.
And the
Okay,
account
okay.
or the thing that they need to wrap up before the end of the year is the Reindeer Lodge.
Or close the
Close
books.
the books.
Close the books on the Reindeer Lodge.
On the place.
the books.
Close the books on the place.
Close the books on the.
So it turns out the place is the Reindeer Lodge. The person saying that was Jared's dad. Who
That
they
son
have
of a
they have an
bitch.
estranged relationship because they only talk at work. They don't talk outside of work. But Molly, of course, overhears this conversation with the dad, and she's like, "How could you? How could you do this? I'm leaving." Right?
Yeah, but she delivers it exactly like she's delivered every other line. So I think you gave it a bit more.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
I'm too good.
You're too
You're
good.
too good.
I'm too good. But yeah, so she's like, "Well, I'm not leaving before this auction gets up and running." So they
No.
Did you mention that they're auctioning photos from the reindeer?
Oh,
Man?
right. From the
book.
he is selling his photos as art. They make some wreaths. They
Which was missing a bulb.
sure they're just auctioning off whatever.
Anything-
it's not
anything they
important.
can
They're just
find.
trying to raise money.
Raise money for the
Right?
reindeer.
Yeah.
I would.
Is this all in like what time span is this? And
A
like what is
few
the
days?
2 days.
Yeah, a few
2
days.
days?
Oh,
They
a
like
few.
arrange a whole fucking art show
Yeah.
Yes.
and an auction.
So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the auction
Hell
starts
yeah.
at 7 p.m.
Get it.
and no one shows up, and they're like, "Well, we failed. We totally failed."
pan to each of them shrugging.
Yeah.
One at a
and
time.
The dad's there and he's like, well, I guess we'll have to close this lodge down. But wait, because in my notes I was like, but wait, I spoke too soon. There was a cow blocking the road. So all the townspeople couldn't get to the lodge.
Surprised the whole
So
town's there.
yeah, they all start coming in like Walking Dead style. They're all just like walking like to the lodge.
Oh, so they're all like there's like I guess no one showed up. Blah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, there they are.
It was
There's
just because of a cow blocking the road?
We're
Yes.
all here now to buy some auction items.
Yes, and the auction is a
Nice.
hit. The auction's a total hit.
Photos.
One
They-
art, please.
Yes.
I will take one art.
And in a previous one, they did do an auction, but they didn't even bother with the auction. They couldn't find somebody who could speak auction style.
Dude, those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are not cheap.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, they didn't
'Cause
even
it
have
is
one of
a-
those.
They didn't
This,
even
though.
try. They didn't even try.
no.
They commented on them being flaky though. They were like,
Right.
well, we can't because they're.
Well, those guys
They
are
cancel.
notoriously flaky.
Yes.
Fuck.
So
I was like, did you know
those guys
this?
are like, that is a skill,
It is.
dog.
They're
it is.
very
That is a
talented.
skill.
Oh,
I'm very inspired by the one that we saw at
It's
the thing. I was like,
we
Like
were.
the
this
fast
is what I
talking?
should have done with my life.
It is
God.
amazing.
I think I like
The fast talking, like
Yeah.
the
Yep.
But she had like like this woman that we saw at this auction. She had like a beat to it. It almost sounded like she was like beatboxing
Rapping?
or like rap. It was.
It's kind of. I mean, that's how they do it. It's like.
She's my
hero.
They should have got her at this reindeer lodge. They would.
Yes.
They would have made it up so
Boom.
quick.
Oh my
There
gosh,
you go.
she wears like 8-inch heels too. It's amazing. It's mesmerizing.
Well,
really.
so we didn't have any of that here.
No,
Uh,
sorry.
They couldn't-
it just
they
goes.
couldn't do it.
It just goes off without a hitch, and then the dad and Jared have a conversation, and they're like, "We should be more of a family. Let's make sure this is not the." Let's make a point to always make family a priority at Christmas and not have Christmas alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I also
Yeah.
love that he
That is-
shows
like
up
that.
and like drops the bomb. Like, whoa, I'm the guy who's gonna, I own the deed and I'm the dad. And then he's
Right.
like, I didn't come here because of the property. I came here because I love you and I wanted to see you. And I was like, all right. Like,
yeah, to be with you.
What a character arc.
Father son
Yes,
things.
the father son, all the fathers and
That father son
sons cried.
shit will get you.
It's like, Dad, of
Get
all
you
the
every time.
Christmases that you weren't here, why did you have to come here now?
Like,
Something.
because I
Quote.
just decided that I love
He
you.
just, I mean,
Like, what?
So
clicked. He went to-
Molly
Yeah.
then leaves because she is like done with that, and she like goes to like get something out of her purse, and she's like, she finds a wood carved reindeer.
yes, it's
Whittled.
whittled.
Jared,
It's been whittled.
Jared
Oh, a
whittled
whittled.
a reindeer thing for her and put it in her purse. Right?
Just like the one
No,
that her,
her
dad,
dad
made her previously.
Oh yeah, because they were poor and they had
Yeah.
to decorate their own.
oh, she
house
had to
or
use toilet
something.
paper rolls to decorate her tree.
And so her dad made a reindeer.
Because she was really poor.
Yeah. So she's like
So
very
sad.
touched, and she runs back to the town, of course. And what does I say? I have a quote here, but I don't know what it means. Sounds like the whole world is taking a rest.
Oh yeah, because he was like
Mm-hmm.
earlier in the movie, Jared had this very profound romantic thing.
Oh yeah,
that he was like,
right before the major PDA. I was
oh
surprised.
yeah,
Hallmark.
oh yeah.
Oh, there was some
They were some
PDA?
Horizontal.
Well, I mean, it was
now
rated-
I'm interested.
Oh yeah, they
Get
were.
this:
Mhm.
she trips on a surprise route in the woods.
Oh, in the woods, yeah.
and trips
On top
onto
of
him,
him.
and
It
they
just got
land
straight up on top of him.
yeah, on top of each other.
I mean, this
on
was
the
rated-
ground.
Nice.
And they stay there for a minute. It wasn't like, oops, I accidentally landed on top of your body with my body. Better get up. They were like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Like we're
Yeah.
stuck here now.
We like
Whoa.
that.
This is-
How do we even get out of this?
Yeah, and I was like, what?
I was
I thought
surprised
this
it
was
was rated
TVG.
G. Which we did
They are-
notice at the beginning. We're like, what is actually rated G out there?
Was it rated
It was
G?
rated G.
It was
yeah.
Oh.
rated TVG, but because of
know.
that,
I mean,
Maybe not.
That's not.
Almost.
It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
it's not like. I mean, if they just started, fucking each other.
Okay. Yes.
But
So-
they mentioned, yeah. Well, anyways, he was
She's
like,
like, well, we might as well. We're here.
Oh, not in the snow outside.
No,
I
it
was
was
Come on.
I was
We're
surprised.
outside
Hey,
in the woods.
Okay.
No one's around when I accidentally
did-
fell on you, and so let's have sex together.
No. Okay, so yeah, so then she's like, she
Quote.
brings back his thing. Sounds like the world is taking a rest,
because he said that earlier in the movie. He was
Right.
like, at Christmas time, it
and
sounds
they
like the world is-
apologize, and they're both like afraid to take a chance on love, right? Is that?
Yeah, they weren't ready.
I think he was ready.
And they embrace each
He
other.
was ready.
They embrace each other, and they're like so excited about the Reindeer Lodge. And as they're embracing, 8 reindeer just come out of the forest.
And
My
Mrs. Lodge is sure to correct you that there's 8. She's
Yeah.
like, there's a
Eight.
bunch of reindeer. And she's like, there's 8.
There's 8 reindeer.
There's 8 reindeer, and this is when I was
Whoa.
like, wait a minute.
Is there fucking magic happening?
They
well,
had magic
they
sound effects.
say
All the
that
time they wasted on that auction, they just showed up anyway.
the reindeer are the true symbol of love and Christmas magic. Oh, what are you talking about, Drew? When I'm like love you, I draw a picture of a reindeer.
Oh,
Don't you?
And
Oh,
all
okay.
of those
Now,
old
well, if you
stories
put it
that
like
they
that, yeah.
told you, and all
Yeah.
of the fairy tales, it was all about reindeers.
Yeah.
finding true
And
love.
Valentine's Day,
Well,
you
if
put
you
up
guys
pictures
put it-
of reindeer.
If you guys put
Reindeer.
it that way, then yes.
At,
Right.
at weddings, don't people bring reindeer just to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
we
Just
walk it
to
in?
make sure
Oh,
we're all
I
good.
I think they
forgot
dress
about
like
that.
reindeer.
You do that.
Yeah,
at
we
weddings.
do that.
So yeah, she's like, well, it must have been some Christmas magic with a love. And then her and her husband, whose name is Chris, go out into the reindeer, and they're like frolicking with the reindeer. And I'm like, there's Santa and Mrs. Santa.
Oh,
I thought that earlier when his name
Why
was
didn't they
Chris.
put it together?
Oh my god!
Yes.
But then I was
Chris
like, her name is
Kringle.
like,
Becky.
What was her name?
I don't know what her name was.
Barbara.
I don't know what her name was.
I don't remember either, but
That's
I was like
Barbara.
waiting. I was like, oh, if his name's Chris, I wonder what her name is. Like maybe it's something really Christmassy
I
and
actually
jolly, and
looked
it was
up
like not.
what Mrs. Claus's name is.
Val?
Mrs. It's Mrs.
Oh,
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus? Yeah.
Oh.
So she like has a bunch of different names. Like they don't stick to one throughout time. Like
Oh,
it's just like
interesting.
different. Like Martha Claus.
No, but I wrote down Martha literally as her name because she looked like Martha Stewart
Oh, yeah. I was
in the kitchen, like
okay.
when she was baking and had
Yeah,
that apron
she
on, I
really
was
does
oh
look
my
like
gosh.
Martha
So I
Stewart.
called her Martha.
She wears
Is
aprons
that
the
her?
whole time.
That
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Val? is what she's credited as her name.
Val?
Val.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's not very Christmassy.
No.
But anyways, so then they kiss and the reindeers are there and it's a happy ending, right?
It was a happy ending.
It was happy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what ended.
Until
So
The reindeer
there
were
was no until.
It was
No.
amazing how close the reindeer were to them. Also,
It was very close.
Like I was just perplexed by how the reindeer were not scared of the humans. They
No.
were just.
These are
Reindeer love
magic
people.
They
Oh no,
do, they
because
were.
they're magic ones.
Well, yeah, obviously these
So-
were the
I'm
magic.
putting magic on there.
One little thing, when I was starting the movie, you guys were finishing the movie,
Yeah.
and Allie texted me and she's like, "Oh my god, the amount of times they say reindeer in this movie is insane."
It was nuts.
So I made Rich and Sarah, because they were over last night, I made them drink every time reindeer was said. Let's just say some wine got spilled on the couch, like a whole glass. And today I
Not
cleaned,
surprised.
I washed the couch and took off all the covers. And so there was a big
Was there any
spillage.
counting? I would, because that'd be
There were
fun.
so many times that,
Over 100.
that Allie
Over
was
100
like, we
times.
should count
Yep.
like 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like, I wish I had started counting because I
there's-
already lost count.
Oh,
Reindeer
okay.
Lodge,
Yeah.
reindeer.
And we're too far in,
You're
2
just
minutes in.
with a little clicker, like click, click,
Yeah,
click.
she's like,
Yeah.
we're too
Oh.
deep in reindeer.
I have
was,
those.
It was upwards of 70 times at least. So
Lots.
that's a lot of drinks of wine also.
Right. Oh, well, and Rich was drinking Jameson, so
Oh, well, that'll do it.
that's where the spill
That's where
came.
they smell.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah.
he's realized he loves Jameson on the rocks because it's actually just like a mellow
Yeah, it's
drunk.
It is. It's pretty good.
you know.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's just any kind of drunk.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of alcohol.
Well,
do
I
it.
mean, he was saying it
All
was
the time.
mellow. Anyways, so for him it was mellow, which he gets high strung. But on the podcast, we rate these movies on a pour it up or a put a cork in it. So we'll start with Becca. What are we going to do to this movie?
I personally would have to say, put a cork in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had to make myself come back after commercials.
Oh, man.
And drag
Yeah.
myself back. I was like, oh, it's back on.
Bless those commercials, though. They're such a nice little break.
Bless
The
those.
Dry
commercials,
vagina.
they
Bless
really were.
their-
I feel like they were
them.
catered to us, being 25-year-old women.
Oh.
Can you not say that right after I said there was a commercial about dry vagina? I'm like, commercials, and I say, oh yeah, the dry vagina, and you're like, they were catered to us.
Oh, my
To
God.
us.
That's exactly what I meant. No.
Oh my God, that is like me. I have a dry vagina. Good job, guys.
Oh,
Nailed
my
it.
God.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
It's like, can they say that on a G-rated movie and then
Well,
they're saying it?
you
the
know, the
commercial.
kids don't watch the commercials. They're brushing their teeth.
And the
They
kids don't know what
combing their hair.
vagina is or what dry vagina means.
They didn't
Yeah.
until last night.
Well,
when we
now
were
they do.
watching
There
the
you go.
movie.
It's educational. The Hallmark
It really
Channel.
was.
Allie, what are you going to do?
I'm on the same page. It was rough.
Yeah.
I think I could have gotten into it more if her face changed throughout the show at all, but I
Right.
feel like I didn't even get that. I feel like her face was the exact same permanent RBF throughout
Yeah.
the entire
Major.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And Drew.
Blind. I always do the blind one, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Because
seen
I
it.
haven't.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to watch them.
Yep.
I'm gonna pour it up.
Yeah.
Pour it
And
up.
here's why.
Okay.
I'd love to
Okay.
hear.
Christmas magic happened in it.
Oh, true.
is
Santa and Mrs. Santa were in it.
Very true.
Give me
very
any
true.
time.
I think this is my complaint was that at the beginning of the movie,
Yes.
Hallmark guaranteed that it was going to put me in the Christmas spirit, and at the end I wasn't. And I mean,
That's a
they
big claim,
That's
Hallmark.
a big guarantee.
I look Hallmark themselves.
Yes.
They miss the mark a lot.
Yeah.
But when one of their movies has magic in it, like actual magic, not
Yeah.
like fucking love is magical,
Right.
like actual magic, I'll always pour it up.
Yes.
You'll always get a pour up from me.
And
if there's
I will
magic in it.
also always pour it up when the title of the movie is said in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh well,
So then I
not
have
bad.
to pour it up. I mean,
lot.
they didn't necessarily say
automatic.
romance at Reindeer Lodge. So
They said Reindeer Lodge.
They said Reindeer Lodge a lot. So I'll have to put a cork in it then because they didn't say the title.
Forget it.
They did
Forget
it.
Oh,
They just
okay.
said Reindeer Lodge. So put a cork in it. Not about it. I would not recommend. No.
No.
I like
would
it.
agree.
It's my. I'm cool.
100%.
Yes, they did have that magic,
I will
but
say I didn't
yes.
want to be totally judgmental. I said to myself, self, You know?
And you guys love Christmas.
We
I know. I
We're
love
huge
Christmas.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, well,
And I thought,
maybe next year, guys.
I mean, I was like, okay, you know, everyone's going to be judgmental because Hallmark is, you know, bad storyline, bad acting, whatever.
Right,
but I was
right,
like,
right.
usually, even in bad TV shows and movies, there's something that like gets you hooked, and you're like embarrassed that you like,
But you're like,
Right.
I gotta
like
come
that,
back.
that you're like, oh, this
back.
is so bad, but you like
You're just
never
like-
stop the movie, and you
That's
just complain
stupid.
about it, but you never stop the movie. But
Yes.
I was ready for that anyways. I was like, I'm gonna be open minded because I know that I'm susceptible to wanting to finish
Yeah.
it anyways
Yeah.
and see how bad it gets. And
Not for this
I
one.
would have walked away.
If
Yeah.
the if Mrs. we're calling her Mrs. Claus, we don't know her first name.
Yeah.
If she had her powers like she had in Sabrina the Teenage Witch,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would
Done
have
it.
liked the movie. That literally could have done it for me.
You know?
But,
But
she
the
didn't.
only magic was love.
Yeah.
I know you
And
said there was
fucking
other
reindeer.
magic,
The
and
reindeer coming, yeah.
Santa Claus
Reindeer.
and stuff.
said the magic that brought them back was the love. Right?
Yeah,
Is
well,
that what
look
you said?
here. The
I
magic,
love-
like love, was the
And
way
they were
that magic
frolicking
came.
with the reindeer.
They were
They
frolicking.
did frolic.
Reindeer
They would eat them.
consider us predators
I-
and do not like us.
I
Yeah.
will
will
and
say
they're-
though, as far as the magic,
Yeah.
every time something was about to happen, there was magic music. It was like
Oh.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. It was
put
meant
that
for-
on the pro magic
Yeah,
side
pro magic.
of the
There you
column.
go. So that wraps up our conversation about the Reindeer Lodge. But before we go, we have our favorite segment of this week and every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bray? That's right. What you say, Candace Cameron Bray. So,
What'd you say, girl?
what'd you say? So we check in with Candace Cameron Bray's Instagram.
Okay.
She posts stories all the time. And, you know, she's like a terrible person. Don't follow her.
Yeah.
She is the worst. But I brought a clip today to play for you guys. And we'll talk about it. So we'll play it. And yeah.
Yeah, she's
So I just spent the last 6 hours building this IKEA cabinet in my garage all by myself,
tired,
and
bruh.
I don't even feel that accomplished because I just hurt. I know that I'm old now because my back hurts, my body hurts. I need to go take a bath. Never again.
So that was the clip. She posted that on her Instagram story to almost 3 million followers. That she made an IKEA thing and it hurt her back,
hurt
and
her
she was
body.
complaining about
and it said
being old.
The text on it says tree. What is it? Tree.
Tired-
Tired,
tired,
bruh.
Tired, bruh.
Bruh.
I don't-
BRUH.
It's a sticker. She put a sticker on it. It says "tired, bruh."
It's.
Fuck
I feel
her.
like it's tough because she's trying so hard to relate to most of those 3 million followers who have built an IKEA cabinet,
Yeah.
but also we know she could easily afford to go get a
She
massage
didn't.
today.
She didn't buy. She didn't build that IKEA.
She didn't
She did not.
buy
No way.
anything, and she didn't build anything.
No.
She's
It's-
fucking.
that
She
was
made her.
insult.
She made her sons do it. You know.
Yeah.
Like if I had sons, I'd be like, guys, I went to IKEA and I bought this thing. Figure it
Picture it
out.
doesn't
Good
have
luck.
to
Yeah.
be-
No
Figure it out,
pics of it
dudes.
completed. We need pics of it
Of the
happening.
process. If she had time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Very
believe it.
skeptical.
Don't
Yeah.
believe you, Candace
Nah.
Cameron Bure. I
Yeah,
don't
but,
believe you.
But that's the thing, guys. So she always says like, "I'm doing this. Look at me." But it's like, "Are you
Are
though?"
you? No,
I don't
she
really
called-
believe it.
She called
She's
Danny
not.
Tanner over to put that thing together real quick.
Oh, there you
I
go.
would have loved.
I'm
to
sorry,
do
what's
that.
her second last name?
Candace Cameron Bure.
Beret, like
Beret.
the hat?
Like
Is that what I'm
as in
hearing?
raspberry?
Like ras- as in-
Bure,
Oh.
but it has
But
like a
it's
Canadian like
French.
accent on it because she dates a hockey player. So it looks
Yep.
like Burr, but it's Bure.
Yeah.
She's very classy. Like
Yeah,
and there's
she's very
10,
classy.
10 consonants at the end of it. So it's,
Yeah. Yes.
it looks like Barack,
BUREXYG.
That's really.
but it's actually pronounced Beret.
That's
Correct.
it. Mm-hmm.
So that wraps up our conversation about romance at Reindeer Lodge. Thank you guys for being here.
Yay.
Thank you so
Yay.
much
So
for
much
having us.
Do you have any social medias that you'd like to plug, or where can we find you?
Social
We
media.
are
You
both
don't-
on Facebook,
Cool.
and you can search our names and find us.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can just like that.
Wow.
Just like
Yeah.
that.
You're gonna get a lot of weird
A lot of
friend
weird
advice. Like
requests.
reject.
I know.
Got a lot
Do
of
not
weird-
accept.
It's a very detailed process to become our actual friends on Facebook.
Okay. Well, you got to figure that out.
It's a secret. Yeah.
Drew, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Drew but with pants.
Wonderful.
At Drew but with pants.
Drew, but with pants. Thank you all again.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime on Court. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me on social media at Patrick Miguel and the podcast at Lifetime on Court. Visit our website, lifetimeoncourt.com, or drunk dial us 872-267-4117 and share your thoughts on a movie we've covered or suggest one that we need to cover. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. We got an emoji one, Drew. So
Yeah, I saw a couple
it's
emojis.
A Christmas tree and a kiss.
Yeah.
5 stars, and then
stars.
just do your favorite emojis, not the poop emoji. I don't like that one.
I do. If you do it, then I
you
know
like
what you
Drew.
mean.
Oh, boy. All right. But yeah, thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.